Welcome everyone to another episode of the Train Studio. I'm your host, Sean Morris. Today on the Train Studio update, again working on the 28mm bolt action diorama. Today I was working on a variety of things. It doesn't look like I have a lot done. Looks like I have less done actually, just simply because I have some things removed. But I gave a little blast with the airbrush onto the bridge. So the bridge is a significantly lighter color. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bunch of washes and inks, and I'm going to see what that does to the stones. I'm thinking about actually using the Woodland Scenics stone washes. I really like these washes themselves. What you do is you dilute them. They're pretty thick coming out of the bottle, so you dilute them quite a bit, and depending on the dilution rate, you can get some various effects. And I just use a sponge brush to do that. So I'm going to see what that looks like, and if I don't like it, I'll just base coat it again and start fresh. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll probably do this is kind of this is probably the darkest color, the slate gray. So I might do this stone gray first, and then I might do a pretty thin slate gray and just kind of see what that does. And then I'm actually going to think about mixing up some green and just putting that in there to kind of indicate, the sort of the mossy color, the moss sort of soaking into the rock and kind of discoloring some of the rocks themselves. And then when they start adding the greenery, the ivy and things like that, I think it'll bring it all together. So I'm a little uncertain what I'm going to do for the surface, because I have a bunch of rocks sort of painted up here on that. There's no dirt on there, but I think what I'll do is I'll actually add ballast to the bridge itself, and that would signify the dirt kind of getting pulled onto the bridge from the roadway. So I'll play around with that, see what I can do in terms of that. So like I said, there's the bridge and the stone, and that stuff's all kind of removed. I just left it in these sort of panels just so I could airbrush it and make it a little more easy to work with. And once I get it painted and put on here, I'll probably just then glue it into place. So just a lot easier to work without the bridge there, obviously. So what I did here is I just went in and brown base coated everything. It's like I said, the plaster cloth's going to lay over all of that anyway, so it's going to go to white, and I'll have to recoat it. I think I'm actually going to use the earth undertone for that, but you can sort of pick out this being the main waterway here, and then these flat sections. This is where the bridge sits, obviously. I'm going to run the plaster cloth, actually pre-cut some sheets here. This stuff comes in this roll, if you're not sure what I mean by plaster cloth, and it has the plaster sort of right mixed in. Let me just see if I can focus on that. There we go. So the plaster is kind of pre-mixed in there, so you just soak that in water, and it's kind of like a paper mache, but sort of pre-done. Then what I'll do is I'll go in here, and I'll just start laying it in strips. I like to cut it into small sections because it's a lot easier to kind of get it to lay down and work in section. Obviously this is kind of big, so I just cut it into these little strips, and you can cut them smaller and whatever you need, just patch it together. I do several layers just to fill it in, and then paint over top, and it's pretty good to go. So obviously I finished black base coating this, and that's pretty much what I did today. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it seems like I put a lot of hours in today, so I'm not really sure where all the time went, but obviously things are starting to progress nicely. So stay tuned, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the project. Appreciate the comments coming in and enjoy reading those. So the plan is this evening. This is just about dry. It's I'll probably give it another hour just to make sure it's good to go, and then I'm going to lay the plaster cloth on before I go to sleep this evening, and then tomorrow I'll start doing the bulk of the groundwork tomorrow, and I'll probably maybe do one layer of ink on the bridge just to sort of get that progressing. I'm going to leave the top layer for a while yet. I'm going to get focused on this bottom, and I have to do scratch building of a fence, so that's also something I'm going to kind of hopefully pull together and see if I can figure that all out. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.